And that is us live. Hello, good evening, guys and gals. It's Rick Hignett here for your third PHP team hangout for National Wealth Centre. And I am joined with a plethora of lovely people here, and we're going to talk to them. I sound a little bit like a gremlin. That's because I have a throat infection, so I do apologise about that. So I will try and do as little talking as possible. And I'm just going to go through the panel. We've got various people who have either got their microphones muted or not, and I might start from the left actually. And if you're not speaking, if you guys could mute your microphones, that would be awesome. And we've got Mike in the background. I wonder if we can start with Mike. Can you hear me, Mike? Because your microphone's not muted, so maybe we should start with you, buddy. No, he's disappeared. In that case, Eileen, are you by your microphone ready to go?
I am.
Hey, awesome. Okay, I'm going to try and get Mike to mute his microphone when he comes back to the camera. But if you could sort of tell everybody sort of who you are, if you would, and sort of where you are, most importantly, I think, which is amazing that we have you joining us, and maybe just a bit of your backstory.
Okay, great. Yeah, I'm happy to be on this hangout, and I've always learned something new, so that's why I try as hard as possible to get on board. My background is in hospitality, which is hotels. I've been an executive housekeeper for new hotels, 5 diamond hotels, and so being able to see people and to meet people through the hotel industry, it was always fun because you meet people from around the world, especially here in Hawaii, because a lot of people do come to Hawaii to visit and to enjoy our beaches and a little bit of our sunlight. I've been in network marketing for at least over 20 years. I know network marketing is the way to go. It's just needing to be persistent, getting a crew together, and being commitment to what you believe in. And so some have worked, some have not worked, but when I came on board with university with Steve, that got me excited, and then listening and watching his progress and research, and then believing and trusting in him. That's what you have to find first in a leader, someone that you're going to trust, someone that's going to be your leader and mentor. And that's what I found in Steve, and that's what got me excited with National Wealth Center. Actually, I have heard of National Wealth Center way back when he first started. He used to collect license plate numbers, and that's way back when it was first started. And that wasn't very profitable, but so I left the industry, that company, and then once I came on board again with Steve and came back into National Wealth Center, got excited again. So I'm excited to move on. This has got to be my last hurrah, because just not getting younger. Unfortunately, if this was 20 years earlier, it would be fun and more exciting, but just not getting younger, so this has got to be the last hurrah, and so I got to make it work. And looking forward to retirement and enjoying retirement and doing more traveling, and basically what I like to do with National Wealth Center is to help, of course, my family and my friends, those that will listen and follow, and there will be those that will not listen and will not follow, and then to help those that I believe this can help unemployment for very minimal. They can get back on their feet. We have so much homeless here in Hawaii, and I'm sure around the world, that I believe that this is an avenue that can help people around the world, and that's one of my goals as well. So thank you for having me on board, and I'm willing to listen and to learn and to absorb what I can learn today. Thank you.
No, not at all. Eileen, that's really, really cool of you to share that with us. Thank you. I can see it's really interesting, I would say, that you've come back to National Wealth Center, because when you first join a company that's quite new, there's always a bit of uncertainty about, you know, how long they're going to be around and everything. The fact that you come back, I guess, shows that, well, it's still here, and it's quite a few years on now, so that's really promising for the people who've just joined, that, you know,
exactly.
stood the
Exactly.
test of time.
Thank you.
But not at all. Thank you for sharing with us. Now, who should I pick on? I could pick on Jason, but he's disappeared. That's typical. So I will literally go down the line. I'll skip out Jamie because he's hiding behind his camera again. So I'll I'll go to Jasmina. Jasmina, would you like to share your experience and your background with us, and perhaps the reason why you joined People Helping People and the National Wells Centre?
Well, yeah. Hi, everybody. Nice to see you. I'm able to be here for a little while. I'm going off to work soon, working night shifts. So I'm very happy to be here. I'm exploring, as all of you other newer guys do. I mean, I've been following Simon for a while with the CLIS and everything. So when he told me about this opportunity, I was like, oh God, this sounds like just, what is it that easy, And then, of course, living in the 3D linear world, you go like, whoa, what do I have to do? And, being kind of all a bit overwhelmed, but as well, excited and oh my God, this is, you can do this. I mean, whoever you are. I mean, I listened to some of you guys' other hangouts as well, and I was like, gosh, there are people I mean, that are normal, like me or whoever, and they're doing this, and it goes like swoosh, and every day it's so fun to see on the People Helping People page, welcome this and that, welcome this and I was like, oh my God, I'm not inviting anybody. Why am I not inviting anybody, So I'm thrilled, and I'm looking forward to this beginning. I haven't had any. I mean, since I'm working nights and stuff, it's mostly work and sleep, and then do some food, and the boyfriend's out there, So it just keeps on going and going and going, and I have to sit down and read all the, not the terms, but the stuff. How is it? How can I do this? So for now, I'm like a swamp, just just collecting all the information, of course, and I'm just every day I can see anybody of you that writes interesting stuff. It's stuff that motivates me. It's stuff that just says that yes, this could be it. So I really, really believe in my stomach that this is going to be a wonderful journey, and towards my freedom of life and time, of course, and to be able to take a trip to all the beaches in the world I'm planning, and just to see what's the tan getting here, and how's the sun, and how's the foods, and so that's kind of like me. I'm very happy to be here for a short while. Thank you.
No, not at all. Thank you for sharing that with us, Jasmina. Awesome. Yeah, we're all quite sort of normal people here, really, and we're just like you. We can get overwhelmed with information, but it's a case of getting the information and just taking it one bite at a time, just doing sort of steady progress and bit by bit. So yeah, we're all pretty normal, and thank you for sharing that with us. Who else should I pick on? Let me have a look. I would love to hear from Tanya if Tanya would like. I've seen. Should I bring on Tanya? Would you like to?
Yes. Actually, yeah. I just got signed up yesterday, and so I'm still kind of been reviewing some of the information and
Cool.
I've been getting ready to start posting today and everything. And I spent a couple of weeks in the group before I joined, and it is amazing. I mean, the support and the help, that means so much. I've tried to do online business on and off through the years, and it's been up and down, and scams, and different things that you run into learning and everything. But this seemed like just a wonderful program, and everyone that I have talked to is so encouraging, and it automatically starts helping you get yourself in that mindset you need to be, just by the people that you are surrounded with in this organization.
Absolutely. No, well, that actually, I'm just going to turn my radiator off because it's going to start making very strange noises. I do apologise about that. Right. Yeah, absolutely. That actually goes on very well to what Steve would like to touch on in a minute. And that is mindset. And it sounds like you're halfway there already, because it's certainly important to have a positive mindset and kind of see yourself as a leader before you even build a team. And that is quite tough for some people, I think. But yes, Steve's going to talk more about that. But thank you very much for sharing with the group. And I might jump onto Jason, if I may. Buddy, can I pick on you? I don't know if you're fiddling about with your computer or... Jason, can I pick on you, bro? Oh, he can't hear me. That's no good. Oh well. Okay, it looks like I can't then. Mike, can I move on to you? Perhaps you'd like to share a bit about yourself, and I'll need to just... I think I muted you earlier. I'll unmute you now.
Right, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear. Oh.
I think you muted him again.
Mike, I'm sorry. I think I tried to unmute you and I actually muted you again. So I'll leave it alone and you crack on and unmute yourself again.
Now, can you hear me?
We can, yes. I'm sorry,
Right.
but I should stop fiddling really.
No bother. I tell you, I'm 61. I've worked for myself for the last 25 years. And everybody knows about the recession. The recession, pardon my French, tore the arse out of everything. So for a couple of years now, 3, maybe 4 years, I've been looking to work online. My best I had up to now was earning around $500-600 quid a week, or $500-600 a week, with a product called Skinny Fiber. And again, as what happened to be this time, we got.
I got sound! I got sound!
All right. You hear me? Hello?
We can hear you.
Oh yeah,
we can hear you, Mike. Yeah, that was just Jason coming back into the
no
with a flash.
So, what got me again was work started to come in, and I started working 12, 14-hour days, 16-hour days. Couldn't keep up the consistency with network marketing, which, as we all know, is the important part of it. So it all fell apart again. So somewhere along this journey, I come across Steve, and I followed him for a while now, and I started off in AWC, got busy with work again, and it fell apart. So I made a conscious decision only yesterday and posted it. I'm now only going to work 2 days a week. The rest of my week will be with NWC and make a go of it. I'm 61. I need to make a pension fund. Apart from other things, I mean, I have a great woman in my life and she deserves better, you know? Not better than me, but just better conditions. So that's me.
Cool. Oh, well, thank you very much for sharing that, Mike. I think everyone can sort of appreciate, well, exactly what you've just said, and I think many of us are in similar situations, varying ages, but I mean, I completely get where you're coming from. Now, I do apologise for Jason storming in there when his microphone came kicking back in. But yeah, I suppose Jason must be ready to have a chat as well.
Clearing the old throat. Hello, everybody.
Hey, bud, how you doing?
Cool. How's everybody feeling? Just give me a thumbs up, would be cool.
Yeah.
Yay.
We all
We're
put a thumbs up. Yeah.
they're muted, so I told people to be quiet, so they they can't really say.
Okay, cool, sound. Well, you've all never met me, so I'll give you a quick rundown in about 10 seconds. Network marketing for 2 years, 2.5 years at the very, very most. High on life, very positive about most things that I do, whether they're working or not. I always try and remain positive, hang around with the influential people that inspire me, hang around with people that I inspire to be like. Trust, have close companion of friends in a very small circle, and have faith. Have faith. Be honest. Be trustworthy. This is a good group. This is a fantastic group. There's good people, genuine people that are coming in here. I trust the company. I trust the group. Trust Rick massively, hugely, and we're all here to support each other. So if anybody has a question, I'm not saying I can help you, but I'll certainly try. But if anybody has a question, feel free to send me a friend request and say hi. Support everybody in the PHP group. Massively support everybody. Everybody needs encouragement to know that people are there. Single full-time dad, I am. Very proud to say that. Just me and my boy. So everything I do in terms of network marketing is for my little boy. I don't care about fancy cars. I don't care about fancy houses. I just hate going to work 9 till 5, and one day I want to work full-time online so I can spend more time with my boy. That's my motivation. In terms of jobs, I'm a dancer. I work at Empower in the day also as well. And yeah, I shan't bore you the rest of the details. That's just me. And hi, everyone.
Cheers, buddy. Yeah, I can always rely on Jason to just come in with a kind of massive bombardment of positive stuff. So even if it's rare that I feel negative, but when I do, I usually text Jason and we meet up for lunch, and I just sort of feed off his positivity because he only lives down the road. Cool. Cheers, Jason. Thanks for sharing, bro. Right. I don't think I've missed anyone, apart from Jamie. I don't know if Jamie would like to come on and say a brief hello. I know he's not on camera at the moment, but I gather he's hiding in the background because his camera came on a minute ago. But he would be the only person I think that we haven't spoken to, although Rolando's turned up on there now as well. So it's whoever beats each other to the camera, really. And if nobody turns up, we'll go straight over to Steve. So I'll give you guys a few seconds if you can hear me. Hey, Jamie's turned up.
Yeah, I'm here.
Jamie, would you like to just sort of say who you are and what you do, and maybe, in fact, you've kind of just got started with NWC, haven't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, literally brand new to this. Definitely. Last couple of days come into it, and spent the last couple of days really just setting things up, and then basically tomorrow I'm going to really get cracking with it. As I've sort of been discussing with you there, Rick, about everything. But with share same sort of principles as Jason there. All about the family life really. Wanting to give up the full-time job, spend more time with the children. I'm father of 3 children, two girls and a little boy. Also married as well, so it's yeah, so it's a case of being at home full time is going to be, really beneficial to me. And I feel this company is going to give me that opportunity, and I know anything that Rick sort of promotes, it's going to be established. He's done his due diligence on it. I know Rick's not going to bring people in just for the sake of earning commission out of it. It's he's all about building the team, and I know it's all about the training for Rick rather than building thousands of people. It's all about a small team, but giving you the facilities to go on and build your own bigger teams. So Yeah, that's me, completely brand new to the sort of online world. Never done anything like this at all before, so completely starting from the beginning, really. Yeah.
Cool. And what is it you do sort of full time at the moment, bro?
Well, I used to. I worked for a bank for 7.5, 8 years. But like in a call center environment, and sort of due to ill health earlier on this year, I took the decision to leave that company, get out of that sort of environment, and I'm going to be starting a new job on the 5th of October, which was all arranged before. Obviously, I come across this opportunity, but you know, run alongside my full-time job. This is definitely going to be #1 priority for me, is building this business to allow me to, you know, stay at home and not having to get up in the morning and go to work and report to a boss. Be able to do my own thing and spend more time with the family. That's my main aim. Everything's all about my family, to be at home. My children are 7, 4, and 2. So the eldest is 7, so she's getting into gymnastics now. So that's sort of 4 to 6 hours a week that she's wanting to do that. So being at home, obviously going to be massive benefits of that as well.
Cool. Well, thank you very much for sharing.
Yeah, so that's me in a nutshell.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, it's good to hear sort of more about you. I haven't really had a real good chance to chat. We were going to sort of jump on Skype a couple more times.
Absolutely, yeah.
So yeah, thank you for sharing that.
That's okay.
And yeah, I'll leave you alone now. I won't pick on you and ask you more questions. It's nice to get a background from sort of everyone who's on the panel and find out what everybody does. So yeah, feel free to mute yourself or do what you want to do. And I'm going to bring on our fearless leader if he's ready to talk to us. Steve, are you good to talk on your subject of this evening?
Yeah. Well, you know what? Just listening to everybody talking this evening, I've been writing down a few different notes, and I mean, there's so much we could talk about actually. And listening to what Eileen was saying and the rest of the panel, one of the things that came up was age, which I kind of thought I might perhaps start by talking about age, because we're all here, different age groups. I'm 51 years of age now. 51. I've been involved with this industry for only 3 years. We've got, Mike, who's just going into his 60s, and I've got Eileen, who has said she's been involved in the industry for many years. And this is something that I want people to understand, is that this is an ageless type of opportunity. This is an ageless business. It's something that we can all get involved with, that no matter what age we are. And I don't think we should ever feel that we're too old to get started or too old to be able to achieve any kind of success in this industry. I think this is an industry that's open to everybody, which is what I really love about it. And having come from a background of business and own my own company for many years, I know how difficult it is for people to get involved in businesses. So because of financial aspects, etc. But this really is a fantastic industry to be involved with, and it's really a question of, no matter what age you are, it's all a question of finding your demographic, finding the people that you can resonate with, who are on the same journey as you. So I don't want anybody ever to feel that age is going to be a barrier. And I know that Eileen said this is kind of like her last hurrah in terms of networking, but I don't want her to think like that, because actually, there are hundreds and millions of people out there who are all looking for something, all searching for what we've all been searching for and striving for, and I just think that you have to recognize that. But what I wanted to also kind of talk about tonight is, and really does actually kind of tie in with looking at this panel again. We've got let me see now. We've got 3, 6, 7, 8, 9 people have joined us on this panel tonight, which is fantastic. We've got a full house, in actual fact. And this is what really this business is all about. It's all about supporting each other. It's about collaboration. And I wanted to talk about the importance of the team and of the group, because one of the things that I've realized over the last 3 years of coming into this industry is that, you know, it doesn't have to be about the individual. It really is a question of the team is where the strength lies. And if you try and go it alone, if you try and do it all on your own, if you isolate yourself, then you're really going to struggle to get any momentum in your business. And the reason I created the group from the very beginning was because I knew that the team was what was going to galvanize the business over the long term and build a solid foundation and a structure and an organization. Because at the end of the day, people like to feel part of something. And so it's really, really important for everybody to understand that when you're out there, you know, talking to people, you're building relationships, it's really important to make them understand that you're part of something bigger. And, you know, I've seen a lot of people bringing people into the group, which is terrific to see. And I just want, you know, everyone to understand that if you have a prospect, if you're talking to somebody, maybe involved in some other opportunity, that, you know, you want to be inviting them into this group. It's not, you know, a question that they have to be, you know, a paid up member of the company before they get invited into the group. I want you to feel that you can bring anybody into this group, and really get them to understand that this is all about the collaboration, about people helping people. And one thing that I have noticed, and I want to keep on kind of chipping away at people and getting them to understand, is that when people do come into our group, that they are welcomed. That, you know, if people invite somebody, I want everybody commenting and saying, hey, it's great to see you here, you know, you're really welcome. And I see a lot of people that obviously see that someone's coming to the group, but they don't do anything. They kind of sit back and go, oh, okay, someone's coming to the group. Well, you know, that's not the way to react. What you have to be doing is you really have to be making those people feel welcome, because when you bring somebody into the group, I'm sure that you will want that person to feel welcomed. So it's the same for everybody, right? It's the same for everyone. So we're gonna be able to develop our businesses far more quickly by, you know, literally working together as a team, you know, as a collaborative force. And you know, I just want to get that point across to you. So it's absolutely vital for the success of all of us, every one of us, that we think about this team and this group and making everybody feel part of something bigger. And because, you know, we're all trying to build a business which is NWC, but that's really not what it's all about. It's about networking. It's about network marketing, which is a people business. So, you know, I've discovered this over the last 3 years. I always thought that there was, you know, a kind of a big secret to building a big team, and really the secret is that it's all about the community, the group, welcoming people, making them feel at home, and sharing information. And it's just really as simple as that. Once you've got beyond the initial kind of actually meeting people and prospecting, once you've got that relationship started, it's about getting them into something which they can feel a part of. So that's something I want you guys to kind of think about as we progress over the coming weeks and months, that you know, we all spend much more time on actually promoting the group, first of all, because I do have a look at a lot of the people's posts on Facebook, and you know, we might do a lot of posting of images and quotes and you know, we'll post up the name of the link of the company, etc. But what we really want to be talking about is our group, is the People Helping People group, and the importance of what we're doing there, and because that's what's going to attract people at the end of the day. That's what's going to get people excited, and the more we do that as a force, the better it's going to be for everybody. And even if it was a question of we're actually spending some time tagging people that we know are all in the same, you know, group, and actually tagging each other into posts that we're making to get the what's the word I'm looking for, oh gosh, I can't even think of the word, but I want people to actually be commenting on each other's posts. I want people to be helping each other out, because there's nothing worse if you're in a team and you make a post on Facebook and then nobody interacts with you. So we have to be helping each other. We have to be committed to, you know, spending time, you know, even if it's an hour a day when we come onto Facebook, actually going in, finding, you know, all our team members and going in and going onto their wall and liking and commenting and just supporting each other, because that's going to generate interest from outside, which is what we need to be doing. Because, you know, if we're going to be building this business based on social interaction on Facebook, then we need to be supporting each other. Even if it's, you know, if you've got a small team growing, you know, in your own little business, you've got to be speaking to those people and getting them to be interacting on your posts. That's something that we have to be doing. If we're not doing that, then we're all going to be kind of, you know, we'll all be alone. You know, it's like there's nothing worse than making a post and nobody interacts on it, and when you know that you're a part of a group, part of a team. You know, it's something that we would be failing each other with if we don't do it. So I just wanted to get that point across. You know, I could sort of talk on a bit more about that, but I want to touch on, you know, mindset. Actually, I want to talk a little bit about what we need to be doing in terms of commitment to our businesses. You know, I come from a business background, and I've been self-employed almost all my working life, almost from the age of about 19, 20, and I'm in, you know, my 50s now. So I've always worked for myself pretty much, and I've always had to have a really, really strong kind of will to keep going. I've really had to be focused on, you know, staying committed and being relentless and being persistent and committed. And, you know, we're all in businesses. You know, this is what we're trying to achieve. We're trying to achieve some kind of, you know, goal. We either want financial freedom, or we want to earn enough money to be able to, you know, give up our job. We want to be able to, you know, pay the mortgage. And the only way that we're going to be able to do that, you know, in a business, okay, and not working for somebody else and earning a wage, is to be so committed to what we're doing that, we're 100% focused on it. We cannot be allowing ourselves to be distracted. We have to be totally channeled into what we're doing. And I've spent the last 3 years online, as you know, from a complete newbie, beginner in terms of network marketing. I've been completely focused. I've been relentless and committed every single day. You know, posting on Facebook 3, 4, 5 times a day, doing videos, getting on Hangouts, supporting my team, doing something, creating a blog post, you know, doing a tweet on Twitter or whatever it is. You know, we have to be completely focused, and really to be able to achieve that, we have to have the right mindset. So I don't know what other people think, but what I tend to do is I will spend at least 30 minutes a day plugged into something, you know, whether it be a YouTube video, whether it be a chapter in a book, whether it be an audio. I plug myself in every single day for 30 minutes into something that's going to focus my mind, that's going to inspire me, that's going to, you know, just get me kind of fired up to do something, to take some action. And it's, it's hard, and I'm not saying that that it's easy to do, but if we're going to take our businesses seriously, then we have to have that positive outlook, and the only way you can have that on an ongoing basis is to plug into some kind of personal development. So that's really, really key to what I believe is the way to build a business over the long term. And like I say, I've been doing this for 3 years. My success has not happened overnight. It's been a long road, and for many of you that are just perhaps just getting started, I don't want to seem to suggest that it's going to be 3 years for you guys, but I'm trying to say to you that if you do the things that I'm mentioning now, it's going to shorten that process, by plugging into mindset training, by plugging into the group and really leveraging the power of the group, plugging into your team, staying committed, doing something every single day, creating some sort of content, because we can actually spend a lot of time just, on Facebook particularly, doing nothing, just kind of scrolling through and watching videos and, liking a few people's posts and just getting distracted, and when we actually should be really, really committed and focused to producing something, producing a little piece of content, whether that be a well thought out Facebook post, whether it be a blog post, whether it be a video, whatever it happens to be, you've got to be focused on producing some form of content every single day. And I take a lot of, I won't say advice, but I follow Ray Higdon. I don't know if you know Ray Higdon. I'm sure most of you do, but I follow Ray Higdon. He's a very, very successful network marketer. He's been involved in the industry for many years. And we did an interview with him a few weeks ago from my other platform, my Marketing Network University platform. And one of the things he said, that he focuses every day on producing 5 pieces of content. And I'm not saying that that's what we should all be doing, and he's obviously got probably got people actually helping him produce all this content. But if we as a group, as individuals, are producing something every single day and get kind of into that routine, then it's going to have an effect. It's a cause and effect. I've been able to build a team pretty much in the last probably 6 or 7 weeks now, purely and simply by what I post on my Facebook wall. When I first started out in this industry, I was messaging people, I was liking and commenting, and getting myself out there. I was networking like crazy, and I built up a lot of friends and relationships. But I've got to the point now in my journey where I only need to do a few posts on my Facebook wall, and I'll get people interacting, people reaching out to me, people wanting to join my business. And that's taken me time to get to that stage. And but I put the work in before. I really did go out there and build those relationships with people. And it's just what you have to do at the end of the day. So if you plug into putting out some content every single day, regardless. I do it 7 days a week, 365 days a year. I'm either on my phone doing it, on my laptop, or my iPad. If I have to do it last thing at night before I go to bed, or if it's first thing in the morning, that's what I do. And if you guys are working throughout the day, think about something. Think about maybe something you've read, maybe something that you've watched on a video. Take that and create some content. Maybe it's a bit of mindset training that you've gone through. Maybe it's a paragraph in a book that you found interesting. Create something and get it out there every single day of the week. Whether that's a Facebook post, whether it's a little 2-minute video, whether it's a post on Google Plus or whatever. That's what it's all about at the end of the day, and that's really what this kind of this Facebook attraction marketing is all about, because we're not talking about paid marketing. We're not talking about buying solo ads here. We're not talking about doing Google ads or Facebook ads. We're talking about free completely free social media marketing, and it will only happen if you are completely consistent and persistent with getting content out there on a day-to-day basis and talking to your team, your prospects. So that's what I wanted to get out really this evening. It's all about being part of the team, creating content on a consistent daily basis. So I don't know if you want to add anything to that, Rick, because I know obviously Rick is probably our most experienced marketer here. I know Rick has got a lot more experience than I have, but I've been able to, what I believe, create a level of success at a potentially faster pace than a lot of other people. I've seen people come online the same time as when I first came online 3 years ago, and I've seen them come and I've seen them go, and I realized myself that they were not doing the things that I was doing. They weren't being creative in their posts. They weren't being consistent. So if all of you on this panel want to progress in this business, then you've got to be doing that. You've got to kind of decide that you're completely committed to making this opportunity work, and not just talking about NWC, but anything that you're involved with. Some of you may be involved with other businesses as well. So, but I'll hand that back over to you whilst I have a glass of water, Rick.
Cool.
If that's okay.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. So I was just unmuting myself, and my computer's being a bit slow. I've been coughing while you've been talking. I hope that hasn't. Well, it wouldn't have come through good.
Want some water?
Yeah, if you could just pour it into the microphone, that'd be great. But the only thing I've got really to add to what you just said is yeah, I can't be sure, but I think I've been doing this a very long time compared to most, nearly 11 years. But you have achieved, I would say, more than what I've achieved in a shorter period of time. We've probably learned very similar strategies, but where I fell foul was I got complacent. So I knew what I should be doing, but I wasn't doing it on a consistent basis. And so where I built up a sort of reputation and a following and everything, because I was involved in so many different things, people didn't know, not so much people didn't know whether to take me seriously or not. They just got lost in the amount of things I was involved with, and so did I. And this was a few years ago. So before I kind of went down into the ditch and then came up again, I was all over the place, and I was getting very confused and overwhelmed. And it's just a case of doing what you know works and doing it consistently. And there will be a few people on this panel and some new guys who just joined that they don't know what works, but you've kind of got to trust the leadership and trust the strategies, from the people who have got the experience, and just try it, because you don't know if it works until you try it. And when you try it consistently for, say, if you have a strategy and you try it for 90 days, a 90-day strategy is a very good time period to test a strategy. If you haven't got any results after 90 days, probably won't work. That's my opinion. But any one strategy. So before you turn around and go, I've tried that, doesn't work, try it for 90 days consistently, and you will get some momentum and you will get some results. So yeah, again, I'm just backing up your thing on consistency and applying what people show you.
Yeah, I mean, if you are kind of in and out of this business, then you're going to struggle. You're going to struggle. If you think that you can, I'll do a couple of posts and maybe do a video, and then I'll have a break for a couple of days. It isn't going to work. People forget about you. The reality is that this is all about getting yourself the exposure to as many people as possible, and primarily, to start with, the people that are in your specific demographic. And what I mean by that is, generally speaking, within the same kind of age group, within the same, maybe got the same interests, And I do a lot of, or certainly when I was building up my friends list, because I've got 5,000 friends. I've got the maximum number of friends, and I spent, you know, time building those friends up. And I started off by basically adding as many people as I could, and then ended up getting blocked by Facebook. I kept getting thrown into Facebook jail every 5 minutes, which is very frustrating. And of course, that was part of the learning curve that I was going through. And I quickly realized, maybe I just kind of had this intuition, but I quickly realized that, you know, this is a people business, and there's not everybody is going to relate to me specifically. So who are the people that are going to relate to me? Well, they're going to be people that are more like me. So I would go searching for people, you know, of my age group, who had the same type of interests. So I would go into Facebook and I would search, you know, people of my age, people that liked the things that I liked. For example, you know, I liked certain authors of books, and I would just do a search in there, and it would bring up people, and I'd reach out to them, you know, I'd reach out to them and just say, hi, you know, my name's Steve, you know, I'm a fellow network marketer, you know, I'm looking to build relationships with other marketers, you know, I see we share a few of the same interests, and I was just, you know, pretty much very casual, and I was reaching out to people like that. And you know, and I was getting friend requests, and I was building relationships. I was never pitching my business. I was never pitching my business in the chat. And you know, and then I would go and I would start following other leaders within the industry who are, again, my kind of age group. And I would be following their posts, and I would be commenting on all of their stuff, and I would be getting my face seen by other people who were watching. So I would follow somebody like Ray Higdon as an example, and he might make a post, and I'd go in there and I'd make some comment, you know, and I would edify what he was saying, or I would, you know, maybe ask a question, and I would make posts that were longer than other people's, or make comments that were longer than other people's comments, just so I would stand out. And this was a great strategy, because people would see me, and they would like click on my Facebook, and then they would, you know, obviously look at my profile and see that I was into network marketing and find out what I was doing, and then they would usually send me a friend request. So I would end up actually having people just sending me a ton of friend requests, and I was building my friends lists, and I could start building those relationships. And you know, I was very, you know, it was very quick and a rapid growth in my friends on Facebook, which was, you know, very, very good, because obviously it took a lot of the pressure away of having to, you know, keep on messaging people and trying to get people, you know, ask for people to be a friend of mine. So doing simple little strategies like following some of the leaders and making comments that are a little bit longer than everybody else's, and maybe a little bit more, maybe asking questions in those comments. It's just going to get people to notice you. And I also actually used to go into these Facebook groups, and I used to post stuff in Facebook groups quite a lot, but then I realized that actually most people weren't really looking at what I was doing, you know, because everyone was too busy posting their own stuff. So I then changed my strategy to actually going into the groups and liking and commenting on people's ads, and asking for more information, knowing full well that I wasn't interested in what they wanted to sell or promote, but I knew that I was going to get a reaction. I knew that you know, they were going to be excited, because they would get a notification to say this person has liked their ad and this person's made a comment. So they would be immediately, you know, straight on to me, messaging me, saying, oh, you know, you're interested. I'd say, oh yeah, yeah, and we'd get into a conversation, and you know, and then ultimately, you know, it would be like, well, thanks for showing me the information, and you know, can I add you as a friend? Or they would send me a friend request, and then we would start to build that relationship over time. And so that's kind of the things that you need to be doing, actually, in terms of building up, you know, your friends, building up the relationships, and you know, if you're doing that on a consistent day-to-day basis, then you know, you will start to actually find that you'll get more interaction on your own posts. You know, you can start to be talking about our group. You can start to be talking about the benefits of the company that we're involved with, because if you remember one key thing, and that is that the odds are that most people aren't having any real success in their business. So you can pretty much say that if your business has more benefits than somebody else's, and they're struggling and they're not really getting anywhere, and if you can be part of a group that's having success and you can leverage that, then you are going to get people coming to you and asking you for information about your business. It's going to happen. It's just a question of, the more you do it, the more it's going to happen, because it is ultimately it's a numbers game. Usually, I think the figures are like 10% of people will actually ask you for more information about your business. So if you kind of follow that strategy, being persistent every single day, you will find people showing an interest, and those people that show an interest, you get them into our group. And this is where we then have to, as a group, get together and help each other. All right. So if someone, like I said before, if someone brings somebody into the group, we all need to pile in there. Hey, it's great to see you. Fantastic. You've come to the right place. You're so lucky to be, to have met Eileen. She's amazing. This is the kind of thing that we have to be doing. We have to be edifying each other, right? Because people love to feel welcome. People love to feel part of something. The more we do that, the more success we're going to have. I mean, it's natural, right? If you were invited into a group, and then suddenly a pile of people came in and were like saying, hey, fantastic, you're in the right place, you would feel good about yourself. You'd feel good about the group. It's just natural human behavior. So you've got to kind of get that into your mindset, and so I think if you do that, you'll definitely have more success. I know that it's worked for me, and I've got to the point now where I'm not having to go and do all that stuff. I've maxed out on my friends. I don't need to go out, searching for people. Over time that will happen. It will just happen. So it's just about being persistent with it. So I'll tell you what I'll do. If anybody has got any kind of questions, anything that they want to talk about, anything that they're struggling with, maybe myself and Rick or whoever might want to chip in, and maybe we've got some answers. But if anybody's got any questions on any kind of strategies, or if there's anything that they feel that they're lacking and need help with, then it's probably a good time to ask.
I can ask just a quick question. I'm driving off to work, that's why I shut off my camera, just so you know. I get so much value of this because it feels great, and as you say, the mindset is all. I've been an entrepreneur for since 2006, but not online, so this is new stuff for me. And I've always been cautioned with the Facebook, for example, what to put on and what not to put on. If I have anything good to say, I'll put it up. If I don't have anything to say today, I won't. So this is a totally new market, sort of just to be inspiring every day, no matter what. So it feels great. But I have this little question, and I'm in this market, and this English people talking, it's English all the time, So I'm from Sweden and have a lot of Swedish friends, and also I'm a Bosnian from the beginning, so I have quite a bit of Bosnian friends as well. So for me, it's more when I put on something with English on my wall, it goes oh, whatever is this, and they just scroll through it. So I started 2 fan pages on the Facebook, one English and one Swedish one, and that way I was thinking that I could promote in both languages, and that's how I did it. But I'm not I haven't been so active in a couple of days because of the work and everything. So that would be my question, sort of how, because it's a limited belief. I can imagine that. I'm not, I can relate to that there are other people in other countries that have this, and I would really like them to enjoy us as well. So I'm not sure to how to be able to promote it.
Well, I think
More,
first
I
of all,
mean,
you're lucky
yeah.
to have 2 languages. You got lots of people to go after.
Thank you.
You know, I guess that everybody around the world has the same kind of needs and wants and desires, and you know, everybody has got their reason for wanting to change their lives for the better. So I guess people living in Sweden, as you're a perfect example, you know, you're looking to become, you know, or you are an entrepreneur. You said yourself, you know, since 2006. There are, you know, people all over the world who want to run their own businesses and have more time freedom and make more money, etc. We all feel the same way. Doesn't matter what nationality we are. What's important, I guess, really for you in a way is from the English perspective. If you have a lot of Swedish and did you say Bosnian? I think you said followers.
Yes.
They're, you know, they may not be able to speak the language. They probably don't know what it is that you're talking about. But if there was a whole bunch of interaction on those English posts, you know, if there was a whole group of people that were commenting and, you know, liking your stuff, then that's probably going to actually make your Swedish compatriots, your Bosnian compatriots, kind of like, ooh, what, you know, what's all this? What's going on? You know, why is she getting all this interaction? Why is she getting so many? They're probably going to be curious about what you're doing. So, you know, this is why I keep saying it's important for us to help each other. And you know, it wouldn't take a lot for, you know, if you could get 2 or 3 of your friends from Sweden involved in your opportunity, and then they start to talk about it, you know, then you can get, you know, a lot more people coming in. So I think it's a question of, like, you know, we need as a group to kind of come to a decision that we're gonna seriously help each other. You know, we're gonna actually, you know, we're not gonna just go it alone. We're gonna actually really make a big effort to help each other and to interact and engage on each other's posts. And I guess maybe we need to find some kind of system that we can utilize. But, you know, it's going to be down to us as individuals to change that mindset. It's got to be down to us to make the effort to go in and interact with our friends, you know, with our colleagues in this group. It's entirely down to us. If we'll just take the attitude that, oh well, you know, I can't be bothered, I'm not gonna go and spend 10 minutes, you know, going through and helping my colleagues, my friends, no matter how many you've got to go through. If you have to go through 100, is it really going to be an issue? If you're going to get 100 people come back and do the same for you, you know, do you see what I'm saying? It's up to us. It's up to us to help each other. You know, we're part of the same company. We're all part of the same group. If we make a decision that we're going to help each other, then we can actually, you'll be surprised if we, you know, put it this way, if Rick did a post and suddenly everybody in our team, imagine 200 people from the team coming in and commenting on Rick's post. Wow,
yeah, actually,
you know, that's going to get huge, huge
sounds great.
engagement.
Yeah.
You could do that.
Imagine if you, Jasmina, had 50 or 60 of us come in onto one of your posts, and then all of your Swedish friends, you know, see, what the heck is this? You know, where did that come from? You know, and you've made a post about NWC or, you know, about our group, and then suddenly we all pile in. You know, great. We give you all of this interaction and engagement. People are going to be like, what's this? You know, they're going to be so curious. They're going to be intrigued. They're going to be reaching out to you. That's what will happen. It's human nature. But we have to, as individuals, take responsibility to make a decision to help each other. This is a collaboration, all right? This is a collaboration. This is not about us as individuals. None of us can grow a business just thinking about ourselves. We can't. It's not going to happen. It's why 97% of people fail. because they don't take the decision to really help their team. They don't do it. And you know, it's you know, you can sign up as many people as you want, but if those people are then left on their own to kind of figure it all out, and they don't get any help, they don't get any support, what's going to happen? They're going to just get frustrated. They're going to let the negativity creep in. They're going to think that they're not getting any support. You know, they bring somebody into the group and nobody comments, nobody, you know, maybe 2 or 3 people make a comment. They're not going to feel inspired. They're not going to feel like getting up every day and putting in that action and being committed. They're going to feel like they're on their own, and that's not the way you can build a business in this industry. I want to see our group grow to thousands. You know, I want to. There's no reason why we cannot grow our group into thousands upon thousands upon thousands. You know, and you know, once you get that volume of people into a group that have got the mindset, you know, you don't then need, you know, 1,000 people coming onto your post. You need, you know, 30, 40, 50 people consistently, which you will get as the group gets bigger, commenting, and it will just continually feed in more people. And you know, because we don't want to think about our own kind of circle of friends. We're going to continually think about expanding beyond, because there are millions of people. You know, it's too many people to comprehend who, you know, we can be reaching out to. It's ridiculous. You know, you're never going to run out of people ever in this industry. So it's just down to us to come to a decision that we are going to help each other. It's people helping people. I've tried to push this message for a long time, and I feel right now that this group is the closest I've come to being able to finally get that engagement and giving me the platform to get this information out to people and tell them that it's all about helping each other and about the engagement on, because this is Facebook, this is attraction marketing, this is exposure. You know, it's not spending $500 on Facebook ads or solo ads and having emails coming through. This is about people communicating, talking to each other, you know. And it's, you know, a hangout like this today is what we'll be using, you know, in our you know, perhaps our paid marketing. You know, we might be putting this on YouTube and maybe getting some paid ads, or putting this on Facebook, and this is what will attract other people. But you know, this is what it's all about. This is the communication. This is what we're doing. We're interacting. We're supporting each other. We've got, you know, 7, 8, 9 people on this hangout. It's almost maxed out. Which is what we want. And as I say that, so Eileen leaves. Good timing. But you know, this is what it's all about. This is what it's all about. It's no big secret. It's as simple as getting, you know, people together and then showing that to others, you know, the other people that aren't having that same interaction and engagement with other businesses and other groups, you know, people feeling isolated, being on their own. They will come to us. They will happily come to us, and they'll come to you, and they'll be buying your business, buying into your business, and that's what will happen. And you just have to remember that when you're going out there and you're prospecting, or you know, you're communicating with people, you just got to be finding the right people that are going to be a fit for you, because not everyone will be a fit for me or fit for Rick or for Jasmina. You know, we all will attract our own demographic, you know, the people that relate to us. And this is where things like video marketing is so powerful, you know. That's, you know, I could go on and for another hour talking about the benefits of, you know, doing YouTube videos and doing a, you know, we could be doing a 30-day video. In fact, that's going through my head right now, you know. But I think you guys get the point, right? This is where we have to.
Yes. Yes. Thank you ever so much. Yeah. Yeah. I mean it. Let's do this.
What we will do, this is what I think we will do, is I'm going to figure out a way that that we can, we can kind of all find a way to be able to interact on each other's posts, right? We need to find a way, and I'll have a chat with Rick about this, and we can just get our heads together. Whoever wants to think about this, how we can actually, every day be helping each other, commenting and liking on each other's posts, getting the exposure. I would imagine, Tanya, choosing you, Tanya, what would it mean to you if suddenly you had 40 or 50 people liking and commenting on your posts on Facebook? Do you think that would make a difference? Do you think that would attract people that are maybe following you, maybe would get them interested?
Yeah, that would work well. I'm not really sure how you go about setting that up.
Well, this is what we'll discuss.
Okay, but yeah, because I've learned a lot. I am working with also another company right now, which is actually kind of the first success I've had as far as online work. And but the interesting thing is, you were talking about you can't isolate yourself. And one problem that I have run into that I think people kind of isolate themselves sometimes is because you like you said, you do have to surround yourself with the right people, and that's hard to do sometimes, when you're people that don't quite understand online business or the computer and how you could even do this. And but yeah, I would love to be able to follow post. That would be very helpful. Very helpful.
That's the importance of the group. Is you're right. A lot of people don't understand how they can do it, but the reality is this is just a medium. This is just a medium that we're all on. We are just ordinary people. We're all the same. We all got our own dreams and hopes and ambitions, and we've all got our reasons why we want to change things. And everybody pretty much feels the same way, whether they like to admit it or not. And this is just a medium to get exposure to those people. Now, I was just scanning your Facebook wall as you were talking, and looking at the interaction on your wall, and I hope you wouldn't mind me saying, but there's not a huge amount of interaction there. You have a few likes on your post. That's not going to be enough to kind of get people interested in what you're doing, right?
Right. And honestly and truly, I have not went. When I first got on Facebook, it wasn't from a interest in business perspective at the time. I have a lot of friends, I enjoy some of the paranormal stuff, so everything that's in that profile now, really, I need to go back and completely revamp it and edit it, because where I was at the time I got on Facebook is not where I am now.
Right.
So that's probably, what you're saying, but you're right, that needs to be, and I'm glad you brought that up, because I hadn't even thought along those lines as far as the profile.
But put it this way, we don't want to necessarily be just posting about our businesses, right? This is all about being social and not just talk about business. And sometimes I can get carried away with my posts about business. I'm guilty of that myself. But I can kind of get away with it because I've kind of built up a certain profile and trust. But I was looking through your wall, and you've got some interesting posts on there, but you've got very little engagement, which is in terms of your business is not going to help you. So you could continue doing what you're doing with your posts, but every so often throw in a work or a business related post, but then it's down to us as a group to pile in and support you. You might have 5 or 6 likes and a couple of comments on your regular post, and suddenly you put in a post about, oh, I'm in this really cool group, and it's a little business that I'm involved with, and it's going really well, and then suddenly 40 or 50 people come in and start commenting and saying, yeah, this is terrific. Anybody watching from the outside who maybe are not, have no idea what network marketing even is, but maybe they're actually in a position where they need to be earning some additional money, and they need some extra income. They may be struggling, you just don't know what people's situations are. But they suddenly see, you with about 50 people posting on this one post out of all these others where you've got no engagement. Suddenly they're, oh, heck, what's this? I'm interested to find out what she's doing. And they're going to reach out to you, and you can say, oh, yeah, well, I'm in this really cool group, and it's awesome, and I'm making money, and yeah, let me invite you in. They're so welcoming. And then you go and invite some people in, and suddenly we all come in and like, hey, great to see you, fantastic, how can we help? What do you, if we did that as a community, and if we all did that, my God, would everything change?
Right, that's wonderful. Yeah, I had never thought of it that way, but yeah, that would be great.
And that's what we need to do.
Appreciate that advice.
We need to do that. In some ways, what it could be is we could actually, we could all maybe form little individual groups, and we all have a duty. Maybe we have a task every day that we have to go in and like and comment on certain people's posts, and then we could kind of switch it around each week or each day or whatever. We could do that so that it's not always the same people commenting and liking on the same stuff. But that would be a big help, and I think we'll try and figure out a way for us to do that. I think if we did that, it would really benefit everybody.
A bit like an interaction rotator.
Yeah, exactly. We've got
to chuck the word rotator in there somewhere.
Woohoo!
Rotator. That could work. That could work really well, actually, buddy. Just as you were talking about that, I was thinking that as before the end of the Hangout, or at the end of the Hangout, if Tanya were to actually post a thing on her timeline and about NWC, and everyone on this Hangout who's watching, goes and comments on it, so we can then see, she'll be able to see how that helps. Because I think, I don't want to get too technical, but for those new people who don't fully understand why you get rewarded for interaction on Facebook, do you want me to very briefly explain edge ranking?
Absolutely, yeah, go for it.
Yeah. So for those people who aren't familiar with edge ranking, I've got quite blatant in my edge ranking posts. Like I think a couple of days ago, I actually said, if you want to help Rick improve his edge ranking, just like and comment on this post, because there's so many undercover ways that people do it. Basically, if you see a post where it's encouraging a like or a comment, that is typically a person wanting to improve their edge ranking. And the more people like and comment on that post, the more viral that post will go, because the people that like and comment, that post will then get pushed into their news feed and then pushed out into their friends' news feeds. So if you've not seen, for example, if you've not seen a post from a friend of yours on Facebook in a while, it doesn't mean they're no longer your friend. It means that they've fallen off your edge ranking interaction priority list. So if you actively go out and find that friend, your Facebook list of friends, go to their wall, comment on a few of their posts and like a couple of them, then go back into your news feed, you will then start seeing their posts again, and they will start seeing yours, because you've just been rewarded for interacting. So that person has been pushed back into your priority of interaction. So interaction then is rewarded. So that is why if you get somebody who has loads of interaction on their posts, that post will be going viral. There's no other way of explaining it, because you'll have lots of different people coming in from all areas, and that will then be pushed out into all their news feeds as well. So that's why it's so valuable to like and comment each other's posts, because you're helping each other.
Exactly.
And,
thanks, Rick.
Yeah, that's edge ranking.
Awesome. Well, I don't know if anybody else has got any other questions. We'll be going again. We've been, going for an hour and a half. So if anyone's got any more questions, if there's anything specific that maybe anyone wants to ask. If not, then perhaps we could wrap it up then, Rick.
Yeah, I'm just like going into the work any minute now, so I just wanted to thank you all guys. Feel awesome about this, uplifted, and yeah, I will follow you, and as you say, when I have time, I actually can comment, not just like, because when I'm busy and I like, oh, that's cool, and just press like, but that has been my way of showing, like, oh, I can see you, sort of, so I'm totally for that, as you talked about liking and commenting, and because I really believe that could be the thing. And as well, I think when you sort of do, if I post something and I tag somebody, usually their friends see it as well. So that could be maybe some kind of way of, sitting here having this hangout with Steve, blah blah blah, sort of thing, and then people will go, what, who's Steve, and your friends will see it as well. So I think that could be working as well. I'm not sure, but I'm thankful and grateful for this opportunity, and I will enjoy the future of this all, So thank you for me. Lots of love and light to you. Bye.
Thanks, Jasmina. Yeah, absolutely. That is just what Jasmina's just mentioned. That is another strategy. You can tag people, but all I would say is don't go too over the top on that. There are people who go out their way to tag influential marketers just to get edge ranking benefits, and those marketers get a bit pissed off. So don't do it just for the sake of it. But obviously, if you've got a general thing going on with a particular person, you're still listening. Great stuff. That's always a good thing to do, but I would just say don't go too far the other way and tag too many people.
The other thing I would just say about the whole tagging thing is that quite often when people see people tagged into lots of posts, then they kind of just think, oh, that's just a strategy, and it kind of loses it does lose the kind of power to a certain extent in terms of people just commenting and liking because they felt it was a really great post, rather than being tagged into it, to specifically go in and comment. So a lot of marketers will kind of see through that, so yeah, I mean, you can do it on certain things. Maybe if it's to if you were posting maybe a video, for example, that was had some value. It was a real value post, and maybe you would tag people into that value post because it's going to benefit those people to see it. So that would be a kind of a different scenario, I suppose. So I would be all for that in that respect. So I mean, I wouldn't mind being tagged into a video by somebody that was offering, either some value or it was a real entertainment, and it's something you'd want to see. So that's how I view tagging. But I have been kind of I get annoyed occasionally when people just tag me into these random things, and you say, oh gosh, I would rather try and figure out a way that we can act as a community to help each other, rather than be seen to be because if you tag, you're being seen to be helping. I'd rather it was like it felt more natural, like the post had attracted attention because of the post itself. Just my personal
I think
view.
if we came up with the strategy, even before we come up with the strategy, if somebody has a post that they want interaction on, we don't want to abuse the group to a point, as in the concept of the group, but there's no harm in jumping in a group and say, hey guys, can you just increase the interaction on my last post? We don't want to go OTT, I think, on that.
Yeah. Sounds good.
That will
I
certainly
mean,
work.
they we kind of call that juicing, so we could have a thread in the group that was specifically for posts. The issue is it's always going to come back to this, whether people will be bothered to do it, and this is a personal thing. And I've said this earlier, that you have to decide to be committed to help your team. Because if you just say, oh, I won't bother myself, I'll let somebody else do it, then nobody will be bothered. Nobody will do it, and it'll end up, people will be posting their links in there, and no one will be bothered to react or interact on it, and it will lose its value. So we need to kind of change the mindset. We need to change the mindset and really make a decision. I mean, I think personally, I think we've got like 250 people in this group now. Which is pretty great, considering we're going to be going for about 6 weeks. We have got, for those people that invited people into the group, they have got to reach out to them. They've got to start building that relationship. They've got to start. I would start, posting in the group and tagging those people in that post in the group to try and get them to interact, find out what they're thinking, find out what they are looking, to achieve by being in this group, and then if we can all get together, all of us at the moment, we can make this group really start to take off. And then once it gets to a certain level, then there will always be engagement and interaction. It will always be flowing, which will make the group look like it's a responsive group. You don't need to have 1,000 people all doing reaction. As long as you've got 30 or 40 or 50 people out of those 1,000 keeping the group active, that will be enough to make it feel like a really inclusive community, which is what it's all about. I was involved with a company about 1.5 years ago called the Internet Lifestyle Network, and one of the reasons why I joined them in the first place was because I was invited into the group and I saw so much interaction. There was so much help from people. It was just a great group to be part of. And I felt part of a community, and I realized that the reason I joined that company was because I felt part of something. It wasn't because of the products, it wasn't because of the compensation plan, it was because I genuinely felt that I could promote this as because of the community. And that's what I want to achieve for our group. I want our group to have the same that same level of interaction and that feeling of being part of something bigger. And if we all do this properly.
Steve?
Yes?
Can I just quickly say something?
No. Yes, go on, mate.
Yeah, just a quick one. I didn't want to be rude and literally go off and not message anybody. So I have to shoot off now because I've got to take a really important Skype call. Thanks for Hangout, guys. Good luck and hope to see you all soon. Keep throwing those people into the group and keep doing what you're doing. It's all good in the hood, all right?
Awesome. We'll come back next week.
Okay. Love you all, man. God bless.
Cheers, Ray.
Okay. So I think we've been talking for 1 hour and 3/4. I think we probably we've had a good hangout. I think we've probably gone through this enough. So I'll hand it back to you, Rick, if you want to close off. You're the man in control.
Yeah, no problem at all. That's typical Sod's Law, isn't it? My radio just kicked off, even though I've turned the damn thing off. Oh well, hopefully you can't hear that.
I thought that was your stomach.
It could be. I'm quite hungry, to be fair. Guys, I will wrap it up, but just before I do, I would love, if Tanya doesn't mind, I'd love to give her a little bit of homework. Just simply, when this is shared, maybe it's some feedback. Yeah, basically, Tanya, if you could comment or just say something like, just been on a great hangout with my NWC People Helping People group, or something like that. Just be very genuine and very honest, and tell everybody how you felt the Hangout went. And then those of us on this Hangout now can go across to that post and, just as a little tester for you, just to get some interaction.
Yeah, that would be great. I'd be glad to do it.
Cool. Yeah, that sort of just get this thing off with a click. Awesome stuff. Okay, guys, on that note, I want to thank you all for coming on and staying with us for so long, and also for the people watching on YouTube as well, which I see we've got a couple of people there as well. So it's great to have so many people live and so many people on the panel. And we will be back, as ever, next week, same time. And hopefully we will have, well, we'd love to have the same people, but if we had different people, that would be even better, because everybody wants to see other people in the group and sort of get to know them and stuff. And yeah, just keep an eye out in the group. If we come up with a really good strategy that we all agree on, then I think we'll be kicking it off and it'll be posted in the group. So keep an eye on there. And on that note, guys, thank you very much indeed, and we will say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.